What's up guys, Eric here once again, EricCompressorPartsOnline.com. Alright, as you can see, we have some valves or some types of fittings on this board here today. And if you're asking what they are, they're unloader valves or bleeder valves. Again, an extremely popular part that we sell here at Eric Compressor Parts Online, and a very common part to replace. This is the valve that is on the side of your pressure control switch, which I have over here. So you have your on-off pressure switch, and the switch shuts off, trips a valve, it's like a Schrader valve inside, and it dumps your excess air pressure out of the line. It has this little weep hole. So it's on your pressure switch. And if it leaks constantly, this is something you're going to want to replace. There's a few different varieties here, different brands. Square D, Condor, various brands have their type of unloader valve or bleeder valve. And you'll notice I use bleeder and unloader valve interchangeably. They're kind of one and the same. Somebody might call it a bleeder, another person call it unloader. One and the same, they bleed or unload pressure. This is a very common type. It's a multi-position style. It's our 69DJA part number, and of course these can be found on our air compressor parts by component category on our website in the front page. So they're by component, and this is a compression style fitting. Most of these have a standard brass compression nut fittings where your unloader tube will attach. So of course you have your unloader tube over here. Slide your compression nut and sleeve on, and that's how it attaches to the unloader valve. So this is a 1/4 inch compression fitting, and of course this particular type has holes cut out in the casting, so you can turn the valve, say up, left, right, however the tube comes into the valve. So it's multi-positional depending on where your tube comes into it. So that's kind of a nice benefit there. And here's the actual valve on the other side, kind of a plastic valve. So that's a popular style. Here we have on our Condor switches, which many pressure switches or air compressors use, rather. Condor, very common style. These are essentially the same, one's just an elbow. Straight valve, here's your needle valve here, which will actually, the switch will actuate it, push this up and bleed off the pressure. Same type of valve here, except it's a 90 degree. Now you'll notice that this doesn't have a compression fitting. Your original switch may. If you have a switch, say you order a replacement and it has this type of fitting, which is a quick connect, don't fret, you can work around that. You can simply remove the tube that you have, and you want to make sure it's cut clean like this. And essentially, this just plugs directly into the top of the valve, and you press it in with some force, and it holds it in place. It's a quick connect or quick lock type. And to remove it, sometimes it can be kind of a bear, but to remove it, you just push down on this collar in the valve, pull the unloader tube right out. So it's a plastic kind of collar in here. This just happens to be brass, but essentially the same method. You would press the tube in with some force and it will lock it into place. So it's a push lock type. And of course, this just simply installs up into the switch and locks into place. You turn it and lock it into place. So that's another popular style we use. Here's another furnace style unloader valve used on many units. This is probably the most popular we see. Standard compression style fitting like the 69DJA. This just has simply a bracket with a cutout for a screw to hold it down onto the side of the switch. And of course a little lock nut on the bottom. So this is the only style that looks like that with a bracket. So that's your furnace style. And our last popular type of unloader valve or bleeder valve is a Square D style. Of course, it's a straight valve and no bracket. It just simply has your 1/4 inch compression on top for your unloader tube or bleeder tube. And of course, your nylon lock nut on the bottom to attach it to the switch. So basically just insert into the bracket or the cutout on the switch and lock it into place with this lock nut and attach your tube and you're good. So those are the various styles. Again, they're on our website, EricCompressorPartsOnline.com. Any questions, email us or call a sales rep. We'll be glad to help you further. Hopefully I helped you out, and we'll see you next time.